Brian O'Neill ahead of schedule in his recovery. Welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus. The Minnesota Vikings star right tackle Brian O'Neill reported today that he is ahead of schedule on his recovery from that horrible Achilles injury he suffered last December. Before we get into that too much, subscribe to the channel, like the vids, comment as well. We love to hear what you guys think, and also hit that subscribe button. We are approaching 9,200 subscribers, so thank you to everybody who has subscribed. A couple programming notes. Remember, tailgate party, 4:30 Central Time, draft night, April 27th. A lot of giveaways. A lot of beers being had. Gonna be a great time as we get you all ready for the Vikings and what they're gonna do at pick 23 in this year's draft. All right, let's talk Brian O'Neill. And the fact he's ahead of schedule on his recovery is nothing but glorious, glorious news for the Minnesota Vikings. It sounds like they're expecting him to be ready week 1 of the regular season, which is, I think, at least 3, maybe even 4 weeks earlier than they had initially expected when he suffered this injury last December. So this is huge for multiple reasons. Number one, it means you don't got to play Oli Udoh at right tackle. And granted, Oli Udoh did an admirable job when he moved over and played right tackle the last couple of games of the season last year. But it's Oli Udoh, and teams are going to be ready for that and definitely game plan against you. Probably send some extra pressure his way if he would be the starting right tackle. Also, I think, this news coming right before the draft is also good news because, there's still a very strong possibility the Vikings take like a swing lineman, a guy who can play multiple positions on the O-line. The temptation to actually take more of a pure tackle prospect, I think, kind of goes away a little bit now. You got Brian O'Neill, you got Christian Darrisaw, Udoh is on the roster, Blake Brandel, you drafted Vidarian Lowe. You only have 5 draft picks. I'd rather see those used at positions that are much more needy. Tackle is definitely not one of those right now. So I think with having O'Neill scheduled to be ready to go, it takes away that need and maybe even a later round pick used on a pure tackle prospect. So nothing but good news for the Minnesota Vikings on the injury front when it comes to Brian O'Neill. It'd be interesting to see, how he does look, if he's still moving just as fine. You don't want to see any kind of lingering effects from this injury. So hopefully we know right away that O'Neill is 100%. Also coming, as the team's looking to restructure, extend him, the fact that he is progressing well is good for him in that regard. So, Brian O'Neill ahead of schedule. I think this is just nothing but great news for the Vikings all around. Let us know in the comments what you think. You expect him to be back week 1, ready to roll and be as dominating and as good as he was prior to the injury? I know I do. And also, guys, one other thing I was going to think you should probably do is maybe, I don't know, keep your skull in your hole.